Ladies and gentlemen, live from CATV Studios, you are watching Fix. Please welcome at this time your host, Mark the Dreamer.
Welcome to The Fix. This is season 2. It's been a long time coming, but we are here to bring you more perspectives from this generation. I'm your host, Mark the Dreamer, and I would like to thank all of you who stuck with us from season 1 and that are here today. I want to welcome the new fans and the new viewers to this season. There's a lot that's changed. We have a new time, we're here on a new day, and we have a new set of panelists and a whole new set. Can't wait for you guys to get into it. But I want to actually introduce our actual topic for this episode. First episode of the season, we're going to start with talking about our finances. We know our generation has a reputation of not doing well with finances. So which is why I want to start this season with getting into our finances and seeing how we're handling it as a generation, and also getting from the gender's perspective, from the panelist perspective, and also from your perspective as the viewers, because you can interact with us. Make sure as you watch this episode that you use the hashtag Let's Talk the Fix to make sure you give your input. So let's start. Now, Biggie once said, more money, more problems. But less money means more mental, more health, and more financial problems. All right, our generation ain't doing so good on money. However, we're here to talk about it. We're here to get to the fix. To help me get into it, I want to introduce my panelists for today. I have Jessica and Shirley that are going to be representing the ladies. I have Gerald and I have Chico. They're going to be representing the fellas on this conversation about money today. Without any further ado, I'm going to get you right into the conversation. You ready? Let's talk about it. Let's start with the first question. Y'all ready? How ready are y'all on a scale from 1 to 10?
46.
Oh! Hey, I heard we can't talk about money, so we won't prove them wrong in this episode.
Hey.
Listen, financial literacy. What does it mean to y'all? Who's gonna start?
So for me, financial literacy means being financially aware, or at least being financially conscious. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Financially conscious.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what financial literacy means.
Yeah, I freaking love her. So.
Listen, hey,
it is, bro, because it's just a lot of people are always trying to do stuff with money, bro. You have to psychologically become aware of what are your habits with money. What do you do with it? You might not be a compound interest guy. You might be a person that is an investing guy to where you make immediate investments and need immediate returns and that actually work for you. You might be a long-sitting investment guy like Warren Buffett. A lot of people think that Warren Buffett just woke up one day and won. No, he for sure invests in what he knows will work. A lot of things that doesn't work for a lot of people. So it's the psychology of you and with money. That's a real thing.
That side of the room, what y'all got?
I also think it means like being financial literate, financial literacy to me, in my opinion, means understanding, kind of stemming off of what Shirley said, understanding your money and where it comes from and what you need to spend, and when you go to the bank, what it means. When they try to explain something to you, a lot of us don't know what they're saying, like, you know, in negatives or what they're talking about.
And when she say us, she mean millennials and generation Z.
People our age mostly. I know when I go to the bank sometimes and they send me a bank statement, I'm like, well, what? What does that mean?
What's all of this
from?
mean?
Where did this come from? Where did this, you know? And so I feel like when you understand what everything, like as far as terminology means, you know, when you're investing, when you're doing all these things with your money, with your bank, I think it's really important to understand what all of that means.
For sure.
Yeah.
Jerry, you got anything to say?
Yeah, I think just to piggyback off everybody, I think it just naturally means being your own accountant. Knowing how to make your money grow, knowing where it's coming from, knowing how it's going out.
For sure.
Being able to account for every single cent. A lot of people think that $1 is just $1, $2 is just $2, $5 is just $5. But when you add it up, you may be spending $5 in the course of 2 months, and it comes up to be about $300, give or take. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how much you're spending that $5 a day. You know, so it's important to know where you put your money, how much is it growing, and what time frame is it growing. Have goals.
I think what you
That's
just
really
said was
about it.
very important when you said like a dollar may be just a dollar, but it adds up. I think there's like an airport up north that collects coins and like pockets, loose change, whatever, and they're collected $1 billion in coins
Coins.
in the airport. Like that's like, imagine if we just saved every coin that we had for a year in an airport. Like, what are they gonna do with that $1 billion?
Right.
I always tell, my family and my friends also, change. It might just be change you want to throw away, pocket change, but save it up because.
Y'all giving advice. Y'all giving.
No, my friend literally had a bowl, like a popcorn bowl, and she threw all of her change in there for I want to say like a summer, so like 4 or 5 months. She saved up like $300 or $400, so she used it, for her vacation later on. But I'm like, wow, it really does add up quick.
I
and you don't
actually
realize
purchased water jugs, the 5-gallon water jugs, and I'll put one in my corner.
Why you
corner of
flexing?
my house. No, I'm
Weird
serious.
flex, but okay.
And it may take a year, it may take 2 years for me to fill it up, but every time I come home with change from breaking $1, breaking 20, whatever cents I have in my pocket, just
Yeah.
dump it in.
True.
Because we empty our pockets out
For sure.
when we do anything, we pick up
Washing
change,
clothes,
whatever.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So if it's that, sometimes I'll even put a whole $1 in there.
For sure.
Not even change, just on, I'm not going to use it. Boom, there you go. Just consciously I know that that's always going to be there.
Are you guys managing, like, or are you guys getting into your finances personally? And just their answer, guys, does not,
Right. We don't
disqualify or
account.
qualify them for the rest of the conversation. By the way, who wants to
true.
start?
Well, me personally, I think my cup is always half empty. I'm always willing to take more financial literacy. No one can ever tell me that I know way too much about money. Money is always a knowledge that you need to know on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? You may know the aspect of growing money, but how about getting rid of debt? Some people can make money, can make $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 and blow it in a year and don't have 5 cents to show in their savings account, or go on trips and blow money and come back and can't pay rent.
That's a word.
So that's just
on the wrong
right. So
What's rent?
Yeah.
Some of y'all feeling personally
What's
attacked. It's
rent?
okay.
It is.
I feel like,
So right.
again, with the understanding, I've started to ask more questions. I feel like, we should, as a generation, ask more questions of where is my money going?
Facts.
Look at your statements. Be aware of where you're putting your money, investments, when you have debts, when you have mortgages to pay, when you have rent, when you have positive properties, negative properties, anything, taxes again, like that's such a big thing because I feel like that alone adds up too, just in tax, and then we get back our tax money.
Right.
Everyone's all excited at the end of the year, but it's like, where is that going? Where is it coming from?
For
and
sure.
keep track of it because I've experienced people not getting the full amount back in their taxes and not keeping track of what they're spending their money on.
That's a whole
Looking
nother
at receipts.
conversation with
Yeah,
Right.
so it's a
here.
lot. So just be able to, be aware of where your money's going, like you said.
Also, too, like investments aren't for everybody. You gotta know where your pockets are. Just because you hear the word investment doesn't mean that you have to jump into it. You may not be.
Hey,
you may
talk
not be
about it.
financially literal. I want to say financially
Literate.
smart.
Yeah.
Right, literal. To go into an investment and say I'm going to invest $500. This could have been your $500 that you had to save up or do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, know where your market
This
is.
is my type of conversation.
Kind of know where your market is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, if I'm a person that I know I make $30,000, I'm not going to take $1,000 of my, $1,200 or $1,300 I'm making in 2 weeks to put it towards an
20%
investment.
only.
Yeah, 20%. You invest small, 100 here, 20 here, 30 here, 200 there, whatever the case may be, and make sure that you know what you're investing in.
Yeah, y'all throwing gems. Yeah, fellas throwing gems.
It's
ladies
crazy
throwing
because
gems.
I'm actually at the brokest in my life, but I have the biggest saving in my life, right? So when I
That's
was
what the right way
when
you
I-
need to be.
Say that
right,
again.
I'm at the brokest, but I have the biggest savings.
Right
So
where
when
you
I
need
was
to
like
be.
20, 21, boy, I had money, and I knew I had money because I was blowing it. I was shopping, I was going places. This isn't that. People used to say, "Well, Shirley's known as a traveler." Big mistake. I had like $50 in my savings.
Right.
Like how am I making this money and I'm blowing it, I'm doing this and that, but like you said, nothing else to show for it in my bank account.
Yep.
So I live life for sure, but when I think about what I wanted to do down the road, like right now I want to get a home. My dumb self when I was 20, 21, 22, the money that I was blowing could have been used to get the house now instead of me waiting
Like
for 2
hundreds.
years. So right now I'm very financially aware of where my dollars are going, where I'm putting it. Whenever I get a check, best believe if I'm gonna spend it, probably 3 months from now. Not now. I mean, food, that's where most of my money goes. But now I'm more conscious of it. I'm keeping it in certain areas and making sure that I kind of like reach my goals.
And then sometimes too, we may know what to do with money, but we don't do it. I strongly feel like some people are the people that need to be able to fall on their face before they realize
That's
I
true.
need to go ahead
Yeah.
and get right. You know, it's sad, but it's true. Some
That
of
was
us
me,
don't do
people.
that.
It's okay.
Yeah,
You know?
that was me too.
It's
Like,
okay.
I was in college. I ain't gonna front. Fill out my FAFSA. Fill out
Ooh,
the
that
second-
financial aid. Talk about
you
it.
get, you get $1,200, $1,300, and this is supposed to be like, you know,
That
something
Gucci
you're
belt
supposed
look
to-
nice.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
That
we
Gucci
going to
belt.
the club. I'm like, that's a fresh fit. You know what I'm saying? The same exact day it drops. But financially, I wasn't thinking, you know, for tomorrow. I was thinking right then and
My
there.
biggest mistake is not taking my disbursement and investing in Facebook. I wish I knew what I do now. I wish I knew.
I was different with it though in college. So I would say from the other side of the spectrum, like I was that weird kid. Like when I say falling on my face, I'm kind of hard on myself. So I'd be like, damn, why did you go out and spend $75 on this drink tab? Or why did you do that? But majority of my money, like because of my upbringing and because of my grandparents, like they're big on, like my granddad is a finance guru. Like he'll, best credit I ever seen for a black man. Buy what he wants, does what he wants, buys his car, his wife a new car damn near every 2 years, cash, like goes in the dealership, gets treated like, because nobody wants to talk about it, but credit and having liquidated assets are two things that I feel like are crucial. Like that is crucial, because what do you have immediately, and like how you said, like you said, what do you have saved up, and then what do you have that you can like use? Like I follow the 60-30-10 rule. Like if you don't know what that is, go look it up. I ain't for to sit here and explain it to you guys. It's, basically, just in short, it's a fool and his money soon part ways. That's in the Bible. Like if you're a Bible reader. I feel like the literacy part is too, people don't ask, like how you said, don't ask enough questions. Like one thing that I picked up from Shirley, like from a talk is, no, I thought you're a genius, but it's you really gotta become aware. Like I would say that, because if you don't, you gotta name your money before it comes. Get envelopes, write your money, write the name of where your money's gonna go. And that way, the money that's left over is all free. You can do what you please with it. You can save it. You can invest it. You can do whatever. But handle what's immediate first. Like people don't understand that. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Maybe it's just me.
Have-tos versus your wants.
Yeah,
There you
like
go.
you have to beat out your desires. Like, damn, you know what, man? I really want to go out with the boys tonight and go get some drinks, but I
Oh
gotta
my
do this. I'm one of those people. Before I go on the trip, I pay all my bills, and then and then
Exactly.
some.
People think I'm
Like I
crazy when
have
I
to,
do
because
that.
I know for a fact once I get down there, I'm letting this.
This money's going.
I'm letting it fly. I'm letting it fly. Oh yeah, you want to go to this bougie restaurant? We could. You want to? You want to drink? Hey, here you go.
Yep.
Like, what if you meet a cute chick? You're gonna want to flex and buy her a drink, and I hope you don't buy her like a vodka and cranberry. I hope.
All right, you heard directly from the panelists about how they felt and learned about financial literacy. Now, they went a little bit personal, but that's okay. If there's anything that you disagree or you feel like you have another way that you learn about it, please share. Use the hashtag Let's Talk the Fix. Now, we went directly to you guys to find out how you guys feel about financial literacy or the finance state of our current generation. So now we're gonna go to the street team that is hosted by Trey and Diana. They went out to the Magic Mall. They asked some people some questions. Check it out.
What's going on, y'all? It's Trey Illy with the Word on the Street. Today I have with me.
Tay.
All right, it's a pleasure to meet you, Tay. So I want to know, what's more important to you, 400 grand or an 800 credit score?
An 800 credit score.
And could you tell me why?
For one, credit, you need credit for any and everything nowadays. Cause if you ain't got credit, you ain't got shit. To be honest.
Right.
And for instance, I make enough, and I was trying to apply for an apartment. My credit score ain't nothing but 580, just 580, and that's pushing towards fair.
Right.
I make roughly 3,200 just by myself. Now they do the credit score run. I can't get the place. I got the money, but I ain't got the credit for it.
What's up, what's good? This is Diana O with the Fix Orlando, and we're here at the Magic Mall. And so, who am I with today?
My name is Willie.
Willie. All right, so we have a question. What's more important, $400,000 in cash or an 800 credit score? You're thinking real hard.
Yeah. It seems like a trick question, so I'm going to say 800 credit score.
Why would you say that?
Because I've always talked to my parents and I thought that credit score was more important than cash. But yeah, I also have to take account of the amount of money. You said 400,000?
400,000 in cash.
So you're asking like what would you rather take?
What's more important?
Okay.
What's more important to you?
Okay. Well, if important, then credit score. Because that's like a long time thing.
Exactly.
And money can just go away.
You're right. So you would say an 800 credit score is more important?
Yeah.
All right, you on the right track. All right. Thank you.
And y'all already know who it is. It's Trey Illy, and I'm with.
I-4 Chapman.
And I got a question for you. You ready for it?
I'm ready.
All right. So what's more important to you? $400,000 cash or an 800 credit score?
I'll go with the 800 credit score.
You tell me why?
Because 800 credit score, you can say ain't nobody gonna tell you no about nothing. From a house, car, like 800 credit score. $400,000 cash. That's $400,000 cash, but you can. It's like kind of like a limit. You got to invest that real good.
He telling y'all be smart if you do decide to get the money.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you it's true. You can do some things for $400,000. You can do a lot. You know what I'm saying? You can do a lot. You can go buy some Papa John's. You can do a lot with $400,000. But with 800 credit score, that's huge.
And y'all heard it here from Mr. I-4 Chapman himself. We appreciate you, dog.
Hey, it's all love.
All right.
What's up, what's good? This is Diana O, and I'm here with...
You don't know the NSC about Starboy. You don't know the Tingo.
All right, okay. All right, so the question today is, what is more important, $400,000 in cash or an 800 credit score? What you think?
800 credit score, definitely. $400,000 in cash is like, that can be done in any time. When you have a good credit score, your name is out there, so you can pick up anything you want, and you already know that you can pay for it, and you'll be good. Rather than having that much money, like, that's nothing.
You're right. So with an 800 credit score, what you getting?
With me having a 800 credit score, I mean, what I got is a house, a car, and I'm pretty sure I'm looking pretty nice right now myself. So that literally, I'm enjoying life. I'm pretty sure like everybody who has a good credit score right now, if you ask them what they do, they're gonna tell you, oh, I take vacation whenever I feel like. I do whatever I please, but with a person that does have cash with them, once that's done, it's just done.
That is a fact. You got some great answers. Okay.
Welcome back to The Fix, Orlando's very own talk show, guys. Hey, new hashtag, let's talk The Fix. Make sure you interact with us involved in this conversation we're having today, which is about money, all right? Now, the first half, you guys may have heard some things that may have probably hit home directly. 100%. Which we want your feedback on that. Make sure you let us know how you felt about that and how the panelists represented and said their facts or their opinions in that matter. Now we're going to get into continuing that conversation because, as I said, millennials, they say that we don't know about money and we're not really aware, but you guys threw some gems out there. The question is, how did you guys learn about the things that you learned, the rule that you mentioned?
That's how I started making money, was 3 for the 10. I never understood it. It was in Onico, Florida. You would get 3 Nick bats for $10 instead of 15. You would go sell it. You would make $15. You put $5 up until you got $25 to get a quarter. You would keep going until you got $50 to get a half. You would keep going until you got $100 to get an O. And what you keep doing is that the extra money that you make, you have to put it up. You have to, like bro said, you have to act like that does not exist. And like I learned that at a young age, bro. Like I'm talking about a very young age. I know why my uncle has a house on the beach.
So is that how you learn your financial?
I had other lessons around me, but that's the one I chose to just see for some reason. Like it was like my uncle had. Why does he have all these beautiful women? Why does he have all these nice cars? Why does he not go clock in at a 9 to 5? Why does he take care of everyone in his family? How come anytime something happens, he's able to pay their rent, he's able to pay their light bill? They call him Robin Hood. Like he does whatever he wants to do. How do you live? How do you have this freedom? I want it. I'm serious. All my friends, I never ever were friends with people who were in the same situation I was in. And I know that is intentionally bad to say, but it's just the damn truth. Like, me and you don't need to be friends right now. We both doing bad in life. What the hell, how we gonna benefit from each other? It's real. I don't know why people don't talk about it.
Real stuff.
Bro, that's what I had a friend, Caleb, I'm shouting you out. Caleb's dad was a whole pastor, bro. You go to Caleb's house, you yell, it's like an echo. You can just, hello, hello, hello. Oh my God, why do you have a pool in the back of your house? Why do you drive, remember when those Chargers came out? Like the nice cars?
The nice ones.
We were in 10th grade, and I remember every kid, Braden River High School, everybody was like, Caleb left early to go home. They was like, oh, Caleb, new car, Caleb, new car. Bruh, shiny red Charger just riding by. All the girls are just like, oh my God, he's so cool. I'm like, how did he about lame as hell? Like, I'm saying, because people don't want to talk about it. Mark made a good point, but I'm gonna tell you, money made them come. Like, that's just period, point blank. Women are gonna want you with money, and fellas, it's not about love, fellas.
This man's
not
trying
about
to make
love.
a hot take. Listen. I don't know if the fellas around with that.
Circumstantial.
Listen, let's get back to the topic, please.
We had to stop it. But I had to have a heartbreak in order to become financially literate. So I stepped out of my heartbreak with financial debt. That the man was dead, and then that transpired into my life, and then I got debt. So I had relationship debt, didn't know what to do, how to do it. I gave pretty much anything that I had great credit. I'm really good, right? And I gave that up, and then I ended up in a pitfall because the person wasn't going to give me the money back. So I'm like, okay, dang. What am I gonna do now? I have a future, I'm still alive, I gotta keep moving. So I ended up going on social media. For those who only use social media to look at pretty stuff, I go on social media to look at financial stuff. So I follow like Financial Bar, anything that dealt with finances, especially something that was more catered to women, because women understand the struggle of stepping out of relationship debt. Not to say that men don't, but it's a little bit more resonated.
Bro,
with
you see
women.
my face? Hold on,
Not to say that men don't. I know we put y'all in debt. I know we put y'all in debt. But I started to learn a lot more about finances from there. Then I actually got an accountant. Got an accountant. I didn't have enough money to actually afford one though. So I dropped it, but that accountant gave me so much gems. I learned so much. So then I just went on the internet, started to look up things. I learned about high yield savings. I learned about investments. I learned about financial literacy, but mainly in a sense of like your credit, like how important your credit is. Like you said, your credit score is your actual, that's your dollar. If you don't have credit, you might not buy stuff in this world, like a house.
Understood. Y'all not giving me the room to come in, but it's cool though. I love this conversation. I'm loving it. And continuing this conversation, we do have a very diverse panel right here, right now. So my next question is, of course, does class level or race level, anywhere in that rank, does it play a big role on how you learn financial literacy?
Yes and no.
Are you talking class? Like
Class,
social
and
economic
financial.
class?
And then race-wise.
I'm going to say yes and no. No, because you have to
On the class or in the race?
Both.
Okay.
No, because you have to be, mentally inclined to say, I want more. A lot of times we blame our situation on the reason why we can't make it out. And in all honesty, the knowledge and education is out there. Anybody can get a hold of it. Now, are you willing to do the work behind it? A lot of people are, they sit back and they wait for the stuff to come to them. That's why I feel like, we're socially inclined. At the end of the day, when you look at black communities, they have the less of this or the poorest of the schools and this and third, but that does not stop you. The education is there. You have to just be able to go and grab it. A lot of times we sit back and we use the excuse of us not getting what you know, the modern day white person would get, or the A and B schools. Granted, you know, they do get more, but there's a way out of it. You all can go to college. You all can see that. You know what I'm saying? Money's not.
It's so easily said. I understand. Yeah.
So-
it's easily said, but somehow.
So I would say I would agree with him. It's a catch-22, but the only thing where I'm so like, the only reason why I'm so teeter-totter with it is because like it's actual factual things that are put in place for a specific type of people to fail.
Absolutely.
Like that is.
Like
That is,
projects.
well, not even the
Nice.
projects. I grew up in the projects, so like, and when I tell you that people don't understand when I say I swam in flood water and I got wingworms because we couldn't afford to go to GT Bray, like that's a real thing. Like that's how poor you were. You get what I'm saying? So like
But why do you think that there's more liquor stores, that there's more convenience stores,
I mean,
that
because-
there's more things
Yeah.
in the bad areas
Yeah.
than there are the good areas,
Well,
but that was set up to fail.
it's the
I
buying
don't
power.
I don't agree with it, but I see it.
No, but it's the buying power of that dollar. So it's a double whammy. It's like a I'm gonna get you from the front and the back. Like I'm gonna put bad influences around you because your environment, no matter how many times people want to say environment doesn't count, it does because
No, it
your environment is influential. If you put a bowl of fruit on the counter that you look at the most, you're more inclined to eat healthy versus you putting bad snacks on there, and that's actually a psychological fact. So if you put a liquor store here and you got it's a project
It's
here with all
crazy.
the
That's
all
so
this.
true. I live on OBT and it's loan,
Think about it.
pawn shop,
Come on.
liquor store,
Come on.
pizza store.
Come on.
Publix
is way in
Falls under
millennia.
loans, that's-
Gotta get the
Publix
cash,
is way in
things.
millennia, but like 4 or 5 Caribbean stores that treat their meat like it's the floor.
And then peep this. And then it goes back to what he said too, of you gotta want more. Like it's this guy, everybody be like, well, Robert Smith. Bro, first and foremost, look at where Robert Smith's parents came from. He wasn't in the lower class. And then that's another thing too. Class plays a whole part of what knowledge you get. And like this is me. I used to be around dudes that did not read, that did not know anything about etiquette. Like I love that word. I will always forever promote that word because I feel like that earlier when I said, bro, where's your etiquette? That's what I meant. Like, where's the etiquette to conversation? Where's the etiquette to discourse? Where's the etiquette to this? There is a certain, there are things that we do not get unless your parents literally focuses and specializes. Like you have to depend on your parents for a lot, and really you're not even depending on your parents. You're depending on their experiences. And that's the thing. It's experience. Not you my girl, but white people get a lot more experiences than black people. No, they really do.
They get a lot more opportunity. It's not even like they're
experience.
diving in. It's like people
white,
just
white
hand
kids
them
go
stuff.
on trips at young ages. I never did, unless it was for sports. I'm telling you, the majority. This is actually the majority of white kids. They go. I remember it like it was yesterday. A lot of white kids in high school, they go on trips for their before they go off to college and stuff. Damn, you going on trips? I had to go to work.
Talk about it.
No, I'm saying, but you had to go to trips. I had to
Honestly,
go to work.
let them know.
But
you didn't get that privilege, basically.
But that's one out of what? It's 7, almost 8 billion
Let her
people.
talk. Let her talk. Let's see what Jessica got to say.
So I have 2 sides. I lived with my dad my whole life. We lived in, I don't want to say the projects, but close to the projects. It was like in a duplex.
The project.
That's
girl.
a project.
I was
You
about to
said
say, girl,
duplex? That's
you
a
talking about? You
project.
just said shit. That's what it is. We say,
But it wasn't considered that, but that's why I said
The hood.
basically.
Because I grew up in the hood. That was
the hood.
Why he was a single parent, but he could do what he could, But we were never raised on material things. We were never
That's what I'm
raised
talking
to
about.
expect anything. We were never raised to, if you're eating, you better give the next person some food next to you. Don't sit there. You better finish all your meal before you get to the table, or you're not eating. Sorry, you don't like the food that I'm not giving you, then you're not eating tonight. Sorry, you're gonna learn to like it eventually because you're gonna be hungry. But then on the other side of that, my mother's side, they were pretty well off. So we would come down here on vacations and get to do things with them, but then go back to school, back to reality. And so and it wasn't just me. There was another family that was next to me that was white. There was another family that was black. There was a family that was Puerto Rican. So I feel like it's also not just about your race, but
Definitely your environment.
Yes, but it's also environment. It's also what you grew up around. But my dad taught me to work for everything that even though he didn't have a lot, work for it, and look where I am today. None of my family has done what I've done. I've been the first person, I don't want to say a black sheep in the family, but I'm the first one to make it to where I made it. Not because of what I had, but because of what I was taught. And I didn't really have it, and I didn't see it. And I got to do a lot. I'm grateful because when I come down here, I did have, the experiences. I got to travel, got to do this and that with my family down here. But when I was up there, I got both sides of the spectrum, so it was kind of leveled out. But I wouldn't say that I wouldn't put it in a category of most white people. I really
I'm going off
I
numbers
really
though.
think
I'm not going off. I'm going off general numbers.
I really think it's circumstantial. I really do, especially now. Maybe like before, but I feel like now more than anything, like we are equaling out as far as like money and economy goes, and circumstantial. Yes, that's what I feel like.
Politically. I know. I'm just saying.
What I could do here, I could save a little bit of this conversation.
Yeah, I would have to. You have to look that
Put
up.
my
Let's bring
phone.
in some factual, and numbers, and I'm
It
sure
says
numbers
that
don't lie.
it says that in fact the wealth gap between white and minorities has increased. White family has 41 times the wealth of
that
median black family and 22 times the wealth of the median.
And by
Latino
2050,
family.
the household income of a minority home is going to be $0.
But
I do actually think that's
have
true.
to
It's
consider.
showing.
The one thing we do have to consider is that people who are minority only make up like 30% of this population. So that number, that gap is always going. That gap is always going to be that 44% that he said, until somehow the plague comes and wipes out all people who aren't of color.
Do you think it's political reasons? Do you think it's presidential?
There's a
lot of reasons we can get.
I don't think it's the politics wise, but I do know that the government intentionally, like, in order for there to be some kind of
that's legislative.
What do they call it? And what does they call it?
Also look what's the background of most of the government?
White.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe if we have more people in house that were of color,
if they allow them to get up there, that's if they allow them.
You guys can I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
No. We actually agree with you. No,
we agree with you.
We agree with you. But this is the thing. Everybody don't think. That's called universal thinking. Like,
no one's thinking like
we know the situation, but are you gonna complain about it or are you gonna do it? Because I was one of those people. I go back home all the time. I got an argument with my cousin.
I was speaking circumstantially, not factual, but that's how I feel because I've seen it and because I've been around both sides.
But I would prefer your way of thinking.
The fact wasn't to come at you, just so you know.
Oh yeah.
We would prefer
everybody else experience.
We would prefer majority of the population to speak based on the opportunity to experience what it was like to be both in a low SCS and more of a middle high class SCS.
We had a conversation about that at
the
Davy's
only
house.
thing is in this country, because it doesn't apply in most countries.
Doesn't.
So in this country, it's like there's a divide in order to keep things in a level. So in order for things to stay stable, like Trump coming into office, his intentions of being in office is to uplift the higher class, right? So he's not thinking about the lower class because that's not his business. But the government is doing that intentionally because people need to be high for there to be somebody low. Like,
and I don't think that I don't think it gives proper opportunity for people who are of lower class to make more money, to do more.
We need to throw out race.
Until you step out.
No, but I'm saying we need to throw out race.
That's
this
so
is another
true.
thing.
Yeah.
If people were smart, like how we sitting up here talking about this, we need to throw out race and really be focused on class, because I'm not trying to be funny. I try to tell people this all the time. It's no such thing as a middle class, bro. It is upper and there is lower. That is what it is. Like, you are either at the bottom or you're at the top. That is what it is. And that's
we are going to stop on that.
Sorry.
Guys, we are running out of time, but that doesn't mean the conversation does stop here. The conversation does continue. Let's talk the fix. Again, new hashtag money. Let's talk the fix. Let's make sure we get into the bottom of our generational issues and, of course, of our generational things that we're doing, either we're doing right or wrong. Let's get into it and talk about it. You guys did great. I believe the males were represented in a certain, but you guys were in agreement. I feel like this was a very cohesive,
stable,
very good. Cohesive show where it wasn't the women are saying this, the men are saying this. You guys were kind of in the same page and understanding that there is an actual
out to you guys for being financially literate.
Yes.
Shout out to you for
Yeah.
giving a perspective that people need to hear about, because I know I talked my girl's ear off with it, but like people don't understand that, bro. That bothers me. Like I go back home to Bradenton a lot, bro, and honestly, I'm scared to talk to people because people do get offended when you're trying to put them on game about stuff. And the thing about it is that they need to go back in the smaller cities. I think the bigger cities are okay.
Watch The Family on Netflix.
The family.
Family?
What is that?
I'm allowed to say that,
Write
but-
that down.
family.
The family.
Knowledge is power, and power scares people.
All right, there you have it. Thank you guys for watching. Now, new panelists, new set, new perspectives, new time, new day, a lot of new things. How'd you like it? Let us know. Continue the conversation about financial literacy. It's important. Use the hashtag Let's Talk the Fix. Share this episode with a friend. And see you back next Thursday at 6 p.m. I'm your host, Mark the Dreamer, live from the TATV studios. This is The Fix Orlando. Good night.
Like